Do you have a passion and a desire to help others? Are you ready to take action but aren't sure what to do? Do you need some inspiration? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Ambassador Arena. My name is Nantia Smith, and I manage the Young Scholar Ambassador Program here at the Davidson Institute. Through the Ambassador Program, we foster civic engagement and leadership in our young scholars. The ambassadors featured in the arena have successfully completed their ambassador training. Over the past 18 months, these social entrepreneurs have developed, initiated, and managed a significant social impact project while receiving training and support on a variety of project management topics. They've met the three main requirements of the training, which I call the 3 A's: acquire, action, and accountability. They've acquired knowledge through the monthly week-long seminars with experts. They've taken action by setting goals and using the knowledge and skills they gain along the way to consistently work towards those goals. And they've stayed accountable by checking in monthly with their advisor, who also provides guidance and support. In the arena, we highlight young scholar ambassadors for using their passions, skills, and strengths to make a positive difference in the world. They are incredible role models, and we hope you'll be inspired to take your next steps as you learn about their journeys. In the arena today, we have Class of 2021 Ambassador Sabrina. Her project is Girl Pride, which is already a multifaceted project. But she'll also be talking about Lilac, her COVID-19 born project that has made a powerful impact in her community and beyond. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi, Nantia. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time to share your project with us. We are so honored to have you here. I'll hand this presentation over to you now.
Great, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Sabrina Guo, and I'm a sophomore in Long Island, New York. I'm the founder of two nonprofit organizations, Girl Pride International and Long Island Laboring Against COVID-19, or LILAC. At Girl Pride International, we focus on serving socioeconomically disadvantaged, migrant, and refugee girls' material, intellectual, and emotional needs through access to various resources such as education, academic scholarships, mentoring and counseling, ambassadorships, workshops, and other forms of empowerment. We have 5 initiatives. Our first is Crossing Borders, which is an international pen pal program that connects students in the US with Syrian refugee girls living in the Zaatari camp in Jordan, with plans underway to extend chapters across the US and the world. Our academic scholarships are provided on a need and merit basis to underprivileged and highly driven young girls. By alleviating the financial burden that often comes with pursuing higher education and self-betterment, we help tear down a huge obstacle holding girls back today. Story Buddies is an outcropping of Crossing Borders, and it seeks to connect children worldwide in virtual reading groups, promoting literacy and intercultural dialogue. Our online mentorship and tutoring program connects compassionate tutors from United States high schools and universities with students in lower socioeconomic areas worldwide. With help from our partners, we are able to provide curated care to each student, setting them up for a successful and fruitful life. Girl Pride is also very proud to host seasonal creative contests where young artists submit entries for prizes and regular theme contests. Our contests are designed to encourage and uplift young female artists and provide feedback and opportunities to those who need it the most. Through working with girls from diverse backgrounds, such as migrant children from Central America, Syrian refugee children in Jordan, and indigenous Kenyan students living in the Samburu region, and connecting them with various resources and other girls around the globe, we foster intercultural dialogue and we build bridges across borders, essentially empowering today's girls to be tomorrow's leaders. Now, how did all of this begin? Well, Girl Pride International really began in my heart when I was just a young girl discovering my own identity and my desire to use writing to amplify the voices of the marginalized. And so what began with award-winning poetry and that explores my identity and contemplating a truly multicultural world eventually blossomed into a desire for passionate, hands-on journalism, in which I actively explored world events, social injustices, and especially centered on migrants, refugees, and other disadvantaged communities. Through my journalism work, I came across an organization called Another Kind of Girl Collective, and I was extremely moved by the work they were doing in creating filmmaking workshops for migrant and refugee girls. And so I decided to reach out and see if there was any way to partner with them. And as it happens, we had developed an amazing relationship which continues to this day. My passion for uplifting those in need and increasing connectivity in the world led me to become engaged in my Syosset School District's Women's Empowerment Committee, Girl Talk, and it was further galvanized by Michelle Obama's Let Girls Learn initiative. As the world continued to open up before me, I realized that I had the capacity and access to resources and, of course, civic responsibility to uplift others around me. And so my dream became to connect girls worldwide and to empower my generation to take charge in making the world a better, more inclusive, and more beautiful place. Given my journalism and having already established a relationship with Another Kind of Girl Collective, I launched our first initiative, Crossing Borders, an international pen pal program that builds understanding, empathy, and solidarity with the Muslim youth whose lives and families were torn apart by the Syrian civil war. So through a series of writing workshops approved by my school district, I connected my community students with Syrian refugee children living in the Zatari refugee camp in Jordan. And essentially we built mutual understanding and respect and acceptance for both worlds. And we allowed students to connect, bond, and inspire one another. And Crossing Borders was so impactful that the program coordinator at the Zatari refugee camp actually wrote, "The personal connection and admiration conveyed in the letters are literally lifelines for some of the girls." And as you can probably imagine, that further spurred everything that I and my peers in this organization do. So as the program developed, I began including girls from all over the world. And so far, Crossing Borders has developed writing relationships with over 40 Syrian refugee girls in Jordan. And we've connected with a community of Central American migrant children in New Orleans. And we've also bonded with students in the Samburu tribe of Kenya, with a lot more to come. We've committed to making an impact on migrant children in the undocumented community in Village de l'Est in New Orleans' 9th Ward. Christiane Rosales Vadrado and Tian Oliver are the tireless organizers of El Pueblo NOLA, and they do work in the surrounding communities, feeding and supporting children in need. They even reunited 140 migrant children who were separated from their families. We've also assisted El Pueblo NOLA with its hurricane relief efforts in Honduras in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida and Iota, where they've been on the ground with their team in Honduras for many weeks, distributing food and basic necessities. And these two hurricanes hit Central America 2 weeks apart, and there were catastrophic consequences affecting millions of Hondurans. We were very grateful and happy to be able to provide for their material needs during these difficult times and to continue building our relationship with them. In fact, we are currently in the process of establishing a Girl Pride chapter in El Pueblo NOLA to support this inspiring and hardworking community. Girl Pride Samburu is our first chapter, which is working very closely with several K-12 schools in the Samburu region of Kenya to uplift the community through various dimensions, including providing resources and supplies to the surrounding tribal communities. So far, Girl Pride's work in purchasing core curriculum books and PPE, along with creating an ambassadors program, has helped keep students, especially girls, engaged in at home learning, supporting their education so they don't drop out of school or are married off. Girl Pride's Ambassador Scholarship Program represents and embodies our deep and abiding commitment to the pursuit of scholarly endeavors and uplifting and serving communities globally. We look for applicants based on service, scholarship, and demonstrated need. And of course, we strive to cultivate future community leaders by providing them and their families with the resources they need to excel and inspire others. With the advent of the pandemic, Girl Pride International had to put many of our programs on hold. So in that time, with so much hardship and pain and tragic stories all over the news and around me, I felt that I couldn't stand idly by. So as an offshoot of Girl Pride, I founded Lilac, a student-run COVID-19 relief organization that focuses on providing for medical professionals and first responders who are fighting for us and supporting our community. And soon this evolved into direct outreach to high-risk demographics such as seniors, the homeless and disabled, veterans, schools, and with a specific focus on combating anti-Asian hate and uplifting at-risk communities during the pandemic, specifically the disproportionately affected, predominantly POC areas. So far, we have a team of over 50 student members and more than 100 volunteers. We have raised over $102,000, donated over 220,000 PPEs, and hundreds of meals to over 70 organizations. We've impacted tens of thousands of frontline and essential workers, seniors and veterans, teachers and students, and the disproportionately affected by POC communities in Long Island and beyond. We've partnered with politicians, local businesses, and various other nonprofits, as well as community leaders for our efforts. Because of our commitment to helping others, we have won over 15 organizational and 40 individual member awards, including a special congressional recognition by the US House of Representatives, 5 New York State senatorial citations, 6 Nassau County executive and legislator citations, 2 Veterans of Foreign Wars, the US citations, and a certificate of special recognition by Nassau County Museum of Art for Lilac's leadership and community service during this pandemic. Lilac has come an incredibly long way since its founding back in last year's March, and word of our work has reached so far that recently I had the great privilege and honor of being profiled by Disney Channel for Disney's 2021 social initiative, Use Your Voice, in celebration of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. And so a few months ago, a producer from Disney reached out to Lilac saying that she had been so profoundly moved by the work we have been doing and wanted to help increase our visibility and get our message out to the rest of the world. And it was an amazing experience that was only possible because of our supporters, of course, our members, our donors, and all of the community organizers that have partnered with us. In addition to all of the work that we've done to provide for material needs of the most needy among us during this pandemic, we have been a defender of equality and social justice. We've partnered with Black and POC-run political, business, community, and nonprofit leaders, and thus bringing people of all races and backgrounds together to support each other. We took nuanced and vocal stances on our platforms and in-person interviews in the media, and we've created and led various initiatives in support of racial reconciliation and put our words into action by donating PPE, meals, and creating inspiring artworks and more, all in service of many disproportionately affected POC communities, organizations, and for communities in Long Island. Because of our dedication to justice and positive change, we have been a local leader in various events, roundtables, and conversations regarding youth leadership, civic engagement, and women's empowerment, and of course, anti-hate and discrimination awareness. We are proud to be able to stand for what is right and inspire others to do the same, locally and globally. Now, what are our next steps? Well, looking forward, Lilac will of course continue to address the repercussions of the pandemic, maintain our efforts to support our essential and frontline workers with our Thank You and We Care creative work initiative, raising awareness about vaccine hesitancy, partnering with local government agencies and youth councils to boost student vaccination levels, and continue helping underserved by POC communities and disadvantaged populations with PPEs and funds, all to get us back to a new normalcy. In the coming months, we are working to expand our ambassadors program into an annual event that will also include a model ambassador scholarship, where highly accomplished ambassadors will receive renewable academic and financial scholarships and work towards helping train and inspire and lead other ambassadors in organizing community building projects. We're also planning to build libraries and additional classrooms in Girl Pride International Samburu, and we're working with local government, businesses, and community leaders to better the community in these ways. As the world begins to open up, Girl Pride is looking forward to developing our current projects and creating new ones. We're always on the lookout for dedicated students to help us on our journey, and we have welcoming arms for any partner organizations who may want to collaborate and help further our vision. Currently, Girl Pride International is in the process of receiving its 501c3 status. We have a board who is actively working to help make our vision a reality, so that together we can make today's girls tomorrow's leaders. Presented are all of our contact information for both Girl Pride International and Lilac. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to get to know our work better, please check out our social media platforms and feel free to reach out to us with any questions at all. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Sabrina, for such an inspiring presentation. It's so exciting to hear about the impact that you're making, not just in your community, but also in the world. So now that you've completed the ambassador program, thinking about your experience over the past 18 months, what has given you the most confidence?
The most confidence, that's a very good question. Well, I'd have to say the support from my local communities and beyond, the encouragement and hands-on collaborations from local political, community, and school leaders, especially people from all ages, ethnic, and racial backgrounds, all just coming together to fight this raging pandemic and the inequities and biases that come with COVID. It really instills a high level of community engagement and strengthens our conviction that when we put our differences aside and fight for humanity with compassion, great things can happen for all of us.
I love that. So what has surprised you the most from working on your project?
When we reach out to others who don't look like us with empathy and understanding, they are so welcoming and quick to embrace you as one of their own and eager to join your cause to support all that's going on through these unprecedented and tough times. And that's truly the power and beauty of the human spirit.
So, and you've kind of touched on it a little bit in your presentation, but now that you've completed the program, what's next for you?
Well, all of these initiatives in our organizations will always be there to reach more people who are disadvantaged and underserved. Where there are humans, inequities, and injustices will always be present. So it's a lifelong process for us all to help to make our communities and the less fortunate better selves, so as to inspire and empower others to join us. Because truly, no matter how small our actions may be, they will make an impact on all of those around us.
Absolutely. So then in closing, what advice might you share for those who have a passion and a desire to help others, but they're just not quite sure what to do or where to start?
Well, I'd say, first of all, do not be afraid to fail and do not be afraid to reach across borders, reach communities who don't look like you. And don't be afraid to not make so much progress at first, because everything starts somewhere and everything starts with a good idea, that spark that really fuels into a fire. So narrow down your interests and take it one step at a time. Don't be frustrated. And there are so many resources around you. So be open to what resources come your way, what connections you can build, and really just don't be afraid and take that first step and just do it.
Beautiful, wonderful words of advice. So thank you, Sabrina, for having the courage to step into the arena and for being such a positive role model for so many other young people. And thank you for the work that you're doing to make this world a better place. Do you have any closing statements?
Yes, I do. As the nation's first ever youth poet laureate, Amanda Gorman, once said, "There is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." So let us continue to be a trailblazing force and to inspire others through our journeys. Thank you.
Beautiful words. Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you so much, Nantia, for this opportunity.
You're welcome. For those who are watching, I hope you found this motivating. And if you don't know some of your passions, you can start by brainstorming things that you like and enjoy. What are some of your hobbies? What unique skills and talents do you have? Some ambassadors combine their passion for helping others with different experiences they've had. What experiences have you had that can inspire you? And no one can tell you what your passion is, only you can define it for yourself. And if you're ready to take the next step and are interested in learning how the ambassador program can help you, visit our members website at davidsongifted.org. There you'll find more details about the training, the benefits of the program, and how to get started. Thank you for joining us in the Ambassador Arena today. And until next time, what is your next step?